I'm gonna have to edit this all out. So, we both, I believe you got loaded fries too, right?
I didn't get loaded, I got the cheese fries.
I think I got cheese fries.
The loaded fries are the ones that have, like, everything on them. I have a boyfriend, and we've been dating for almost 2 years. Yeah. And
I do not. I have been single.
having a boyfriend is very interesting because I'm not gonna say my freedom has been taken away from me, but it's like I'm like a lot more thoughtful towards him. Appreciate little things a lot more as well, because okay, for example, once when I was at work, Ty decided he wanted to bring me lunch, me something to eat. I want something with like a frozen drink, and that means like not a lemonade, like a milkshake or like a smoothie or something. Bees for lunch, and he ended up getting me a tea and a milkshake, and I was just like, oh my gosh, you got me both. So like, yeah, it makes you appreciate little things like that.
Hi, I'm single.
It's by choice. It's not because you can't have a boyfriend. It's just you're very picky.
Do you not remember?
I know that some of those guys, like, I wouldn't even let her do that myself. But like, but like some of them, you could give them a chance.
For me, I wouldn't say that it's hard being single, but it's hard when you're like mostly like the third wheel most of the times, which I mostly am. So make sure that you're ready to have a boyfriend before like you even jump into a relationship, because that's somebody else that you also have to deal with. And like if you can't deal with your problems on your own, how can you deal with somebody else's?
And how they gonna deal with yours too when they got their own?
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, whenever you have a crush, you're shy about it. I don't understand that. If you like someone, I feel like you should tell them. But not everybody's like me, so I gotta understand that too.
It's more so also rejection. If you can't handle rejection, maybe you probably should like take a seat back and probably be like, do I really want this relationship? Rejection, I know it hurts. I mean, now that I'm older and like now that I realize like, okay, rejection, it may hurt, but it's better than like getting lied to in the face. Like it hurts more if you just lie to that person. Period. I don't want to offend anyone, but at our school, the administration really only focused on the high achievers or the
athletes.
They'll help you obviously if you ask for it, but like it's like give them like an arm and a leg for them to actually like take your problem seriously. Basically, it's kind of, I guess you would say you have to push yourself more than you should. Because, like, they're supposed to be helping you do these things, but, like, why do I have to give you an arm and a leg before you actually help me? It makes no sense. So, I guess, for those who are going to high school, like, you have to, like, make sure, I don't want to say you have to make sure that you're friends with them, but make sure you're cordial, because I guess it's a lot of kids, so it's hard for them to handle everyone. So if I look at it like that, but at the end of the day, like if I'm coming to you for help me. No,
I've never had any bad experiences with administration before, really. Besides like one, my transcripts to send to my college so that I could like hurry up and finish with my application process and stuff. I called this lady's office. I got no response. I think I emailed her 3 times. I called her twice. And then I called the school and asked her, and they're like, oh, she'll get back to you. So it was just like...
So it took you an arm and a leg, too.
Yes. So to this other lady in administration who was really nice, and she got back to me as soon as possible. And I had my transcripts back to my school by the time I needed them. And now I'm going to college. So, long story.
It's kind of like, I guess it's difficult, but I feel like I wish our school did more to help us, like us seniors. Because some kids aren't given the information of how to go about these types of things. And they need help. That's why some people probably haven't even thought about going to college, because they didn't know how. But like, You know, it's also like people who are first generation graduates.
What?
The first generation. Who's going to teach the first generation?
I think that it's okay that administration just has their favorites and then decides that, oh, anyone else who needs help, they just better get it where they can. It's like, you know that scene from Lion King when they let the lions eat before all the other animals and then all the other animals ate afterwards?
Oh, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular.
That's a good
They get the
analogy.
scraps. Like, they get the scraps that are left. Like, that's not fair.
That's a good analogy.
I'm smart. I graduated.
I've seen this quote somewhere, and it was saying, like, grow up being the person that you wish you had.
You guys should write a letter to your future self, however many years or months or however much time you want. And write encouraging yourself to do better and say some things that you wish you had heard before. And then read it however long after you want to and see how you feel then.
I did something similar, but it was an assignment. But it was basically like, it was this test that was coming up, and I was having, like, for me, I have anxiety, self-diagnosed. And basically, I was getting a lot of anxiety about this test. So I wrote that in my letter, and I was like, don't worry, you're going to pass the test. Just calm down. And I am passing the test, and then I read the letter, and I started crying, because I was like, I knew it. It was one of the state tests.
Yes, Lassie is very emotional about her grades, for those of you who do not know. So you did get straight A's, right?
Try your hardest to answer all questions, because you, like, even if you guess, they could be right. One could be right or something, instead of leaving it blank.
What really helps is, I learned this from my 11th grade English teacher. It helped a lot. Choose a letter of the day when you're taking a test or something and you're running out of time. Like, pick one letter to bubble in all the answers and then go back and change it. Because you're more than likely to get more questions right that way, rather than if you Christmas tree it and you just pick random answers. That'll be more likely wrong.
Why didn't you tell me? Drama.
I remember any drama that I was ever involved in, it had nothing to do with me in the beginning. All the drama that came to me found me on its own. It was not my fault. And I know that most people would say that because they don't want to admit that they're wrong. I know that most people would say, like, oh, it wasn't my fault, this, and whatever else. But I'm just like, I actually didn't have anything to do with it. Like, it wasn't my fault at all. Someone didn't like me, or someone said something and thought that I got involved somehow. It's just like crazy stuff.
For drama, if it was something like going on and it involved me, it was most likely, not trying to be like shady, but like it was most likely me and a friend. I haven't started drama between someone I did not know. And I wouldn't even call it drama. It would be like a disagreement between a friend and me. And then sometimes it would escalate. Sometimes it would de-escalate. If it's any type of drama, it's only between me and a friend. And it's like over a disagreement over a situation. And it either ends good and we go back on talking terms, or it ends.
Gonna come and go. But she's not going anywhere, neither am I. You are literally stuck with me for life. Whether or not you like it.
Call the police.
Dress code.
Listen.
Some of y'all about to be real mad at me, but it must be said.
For some of you, let me look directly into the camera. I'm not trying to be mean or rude in any type of way. I'm just telling you something I think needs to be heard. It is just my opinion, but I feel like a lot of people have this opinion. If you do not have good hygiene, don't look like that. Being serious, don't look like that. And you decide you want to wear something that is very, very exposing, I don't recommend it. I'm not trying to be mean at all, but like, I can't sit there and smell that. And I got asthma too. Like, you're messing up the air for me, bro.
Take care of yourselves.
Parenting styles. We were both raised in two completely different households. We feel like the way that we were raised is going to influence the way that we would raise children if we had them. My parents, my dad, they're fun parents, but they could be strict. I don't want to say I'm gonna be a mean mom, but like, I feel like I'm gonna be the strict but fun mom. I personally feel like Lossie's gonna be a little bit more lenient as a mom.
You're most likely correct. Very rule enforced, but it's not like I was a bad kid and I broke rules and I was like...
You just had more freedom.
Yeah, I had more freedom growing up. And different, in some ways, our parents are alike, but then in some... Like, they're, like, alike, but they're, like, extremely different in the same sense.
They're black.
Oh, yeah. Hi, I'm Mexican and black. I don't think I've ever said that.
Every child, like, who has a black parent and they want to do something, their voice gets higher when they start asking. I have a little bit more experience when it comes to working than Lossie does. My first job. Alright, I used to work at Domino's, right? For, like, 11th grade and a little bit of 12th grade. I was 16 when I was working at Domino's as a CSR, which stands for Customer Service Representative. During my time there, in the beginning, it was really good. Until me getting a new general manager. You see, it's messing up my words already because I'm getting upset. Call him Devlin.
Okay, Devlin.
Alright, and became my new general manager. For about the first month, Devlin was very cool. We had no problems. He treated me like I was a little sister to him. I was like, alright, this is fine. Devlin decides he's gonna bring some new people to work. And he started cutting my hours. Sunday. And that year, my brother's birthday was on Easter Sunday. So, I was like, oh, I don't want to work in the afternoon, like late in the evening afternoon, because I knew I was going to have stuff to do with my brother later. So I called the store and asked the manager on the schedule if I could come to work earlier to get my hours done then. The manager at the store, we're going to call her Ethel. Ethel answered the phone. She said, yeah, I can come in earlier to get my hours done. We're the only two working in the store in the morning besides one driver. So I was like, well, she could have probably used the extra help anyway. Devlin calls Ethel's phone and asks to speak to me. And he goes,
should I mean, why are you in my store? I was like, because I called the manager on the schedule and asked if I could come earlier because today's my brother's birthday and I want to spend time with him tonight instead of having to go to work tonight. And he was like, so why didn't you just ask me? And I was like, well, because you said I'm a minor and you're not giving your phone number out to a minor, so how else was I supposed to call you or contact you, whatever? Yeah. He goes, so you know that we have the branch app, right? You could have texted me on there. And I was like, so Devlin, you know that you still haven't shown me how to work the app. And I keep asking you, and every time I ask you, you say, oh, I'm gonna get to it.
But you never do.
Blow it off.
So, he was like, but Shadami, you know you're way smarter than that. Why didn't you da-da-da-da? I was just like, so, what's your next comeback? Because I don't know what else you want me to say. I keep having an answer for everything you're saying. Later, when I got the new schedule for work, my hours were cut, I think, by like 3 hours. And I'm just like, hold up. You're messing with my money now. Because he already started, like, not talking to me at work, like, at all. I decided to call his manager. And I went to the bigger boss. Call him Juan. Call Juan, and he asked me what was going on. Because he knows, like, I'm a really nice person. And I'm kind of shy, I'm kind of timid. I don't really do that much at work. So
shy and timid.
Yeah. And basically.
Not here.
Not here.
Shy and
but, like,
timid.
I didn't know what was going on. He was like, okay, I'm going to talk to him. And I kid you not even 2 days later, he called me into the office and he apologized. He was like,
Oh my Devlin. Devlin called me into his office. He apologized. He's like, I think you're an amazing person.
when I say I bust out laughing so hard, it had to be practiced. Because there's no way you could sit here and say this with a straight face and actually mean it. And you're laughing, but I'm being serious. And I was like, Devlin. I'm sorry. I want to say his real name so bad.
Devlin. Name.
So, another job I had, I worked at BurgerFi. This job affected me at school because I was not getting enough sleep. Because I was already 18, I guess the general manager there who made the schedules, he was like, oh, you're 18, you can work a lot of hours now. Mind you, I am a senior in high school. I'm making sure that I'm still on track for graduation. I was, but I felt like if I would have continued this job, I would not have been. In clubs. It's very good on a college resume, and they are actually fun depending on which ones you join.
Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. And comment down below if whether or not you agree with this. And let's have a discussion down in the comments. So, I will see you guys next time. And bye. Do you know how long we've been recording?
An hour, 6 minutes and 13 seconds.
Yeah.